Hey guys, the Future Elements here of the co-director of Invasion Part 1 with our co-director.
Ghost. You said co-director twice.
Fuck you. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so here we are with Invasion Part 1. There's the intro for Element Films. I added a little box at the corner of TVMA for violence and language and shit. So yeah. There's Zack's intro. At least his old one.
Old one.
Yeah, older one.
Yeah, I keep changing it. I don't have a choice.
Right there was a screenshot I just did. I was thinking like, I need something to start the intro with, so I did some screenshots. And,
It ultimately led up to a 2-minute intro, but you know, it was sexy.
Yeah. Problem is that my friend Silent later kept switching his gun, which really pissed me off. That part was really cool. I had fun with that. Yeah.
That was actually pretty fun.
Except you weren't in it.
I know.
Yeah, like right there, like ever since like the teaser trailer, I did the teaser trailer as the like forward kind of Star Wars kind of feel of it, and with the font, and it had the Two-Face thing. I changed it to a bound radius with, you know, like light rays and shit. It looked a bit cooler. Brought to you by Element Films, Fallen Films, and YouTube, and a lot of people made smart ass remarks about like the YouTube thing, because like if it wasn't for YouTube, it wouldn't be on here. So yeah. Yeah. No, I think this is the last screenshot. The screenshot right here, directed by.
I always thought that looked a little weird though. Just like the guys kind of like floating in midair, like what the f, and then I'm just in there like elbow to the knee.
Yeah, it was like especially when his gun was like floating around. Now this scene was a bit old. Like the first two scenes in this like Oni shield base was really old. I
actually remember helping you with both of these.
Well, you actually helped out with the third one and the fourth one. The one that goes in the armory and then goes out into battle, and the landing yard, and the landing yard.
And I made like almost all the maps you used except for like 3.
Yeah. Right here was a really good synchronization with the voice acting when he turned his head to the colonel.
Corporal James.
Right here was okay. I mean, there's nothing really bad.
You're chosen. Move on.
There were some camera angles in this scene that were not really good. I'll admit to that. But you know,
all of you back to your stations.
Yeah, but they're getting better, so.
Yeah.
In time.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, that camera angle was really stupid. I really wish I didn't do that.
So.
Soldiers, we've chosen you all for a special mission to spy on the Iraqis and Afghans. We believe they've started working on a weapon together.
This is kind of one of the machinimas I wasn't too proud of my voice acting for, because when I actually did these lines, as most of you can tell, I was a little sick, so I mean, kind of had a really bad snuff in my nose, and it just made me sound really weird, but
I have to agree with Zachary.
we'll have to worry about that in part 2, but
yeah, since part 2 is going to be releasing in June, and right here was like that same scene. I hate to admit it, but it was the same scene. I just zoomed in on their face so to make sure that they look like they're talking in different scenes, but you know, it was short enough, so I just did it. It wasn't horribly bad. When like I put the text right there with the Army National Guard, I wasn't really hoping to put those there.
How's the armor?
But I just did anyway.
And high tech. Good.
Right here, like I know they stayed on one scene and talked, but it kind of had to because I didn't have any other scenes of the, you know. But you know, yeah.
Pick between these soldiers.
Yes, sir.
Miranda, number 307. You're chosen.
yeah, a lot of the scenes worked pretty well too.
sir.
We had
James,
Laura Sanders doing, I believe, Miranda, right?
Yeah, she played as Miranda.
And then Ryan was done by Brendan or Zangsper.
Yeah. Zangsper is kind of like a co-director, very trusted voice actor and body actor. We hired him for this, and you know, since we didn't have anyone to voice as Ryan, so it was like, hey, part's open, you want it? He's like, sure. So, yeah. Now, Miranda's part, that was supposed to be for Christina, Matt's or Chief 117, or Sovereign Studios on the YouTube. But suddenly she just removes me and deletes me off of everything. Skype, Xbox. I couldn't get in contact with her. So I asked Shira, which is the one from Rise of the Spartans. I asked her if she wanted to do it. She said sure. But it was going to take a couple days because she had to go on a trip, I believe.
Yes, sir.
I think it was to Illinois. No. Yeah, Illinois. So, yeah. Right there, that scene was not really my
I got my
best.
weapons.
Me too.
Alright, we're going to the landing yard and take some helis.
Right there, I'm just
Then we're
talking.
going off to the Iraqi-Afghan base in Baghdad.
Good thing that Invasion Part 2 is going to be a whole lot better.
Sir, yes,
Because,
Sir, yes, sir.
because
Alright, let's move
you
out.
know, it's going to be like not offensive as much, because I know that part 1 was a bit defensive for the Iraqis and the Afghans working together to try to bomb America. I understand that, but it was supposed to be made as a side
gotta
plot,
wait for
not in the main
authorization
plot.
general.
It was a main plot for like a couple seconds
I
or a couple
understand.
minutes,
We're not
but
in a hurry.
the actual main plot
Pot.
plot was
We're
the
here, sir.
alien invasion. So, yeah.
Where are the private and corporal?
Here, Jim.
And part 2 will definitely
Here, General.
resonate that.
Yeah.
Here are the written papers of
Right there, I
authorization.
really wish he didn't use the pistol.
Thank you,
I
sir.
told him to switch to the
Team,
energy
let's move
sword,
out.
and then he didn't. So I just had to
The
get it
paper
done.
thing was pretty funny too. I mean, if I were you, I would have most likely have put
Listen, Captain. I want you and your team to be
like
careful
here I'm
against the
uploading
Afghans.
the
They
documents
can be vicious.
to your HUD or
They
something,
will
but
kill you on sight
mean-
if you're caught.
Well, except they're in
like-
2515, dude.
well, I mean, they've got these super suits on. I'm pretty sure they'd have at least some kind of HUD format. I mean,
It's still like 3 years from now. I don't think we would have super
well, we've
suits
got
like that
HUDs
anyway.
too right now, actually, but those are used in the thermal scanning
Yeah.
flip-on eyepiece. So I'm pretty sure if we put a whole visor of somebody, we could at least give them certain direct links of a HUD.
Yeah. Now this scene I uploaded to the trailer. It actually got people like saying that the scene was too long, but I didn't really give a crap. I liked this scene because it was nice and smooth and it didn't miss anyone or anything like that. I added the exact sound effects. I forgot about that. I just went
The
on
thing I
YouTube.
really enjoyed about this scene too was the fact being that you managed to capture like pretty much most of what I had built on it, like the satellite dish and the little observatory and all that stuff. I mean, really kind of resonated that it was useful. That's how
Yeah.
you want to kind of use your shots, is put everything that, even if it isn't really something in context, you want to kind of show them more and more, less and less, depending on what you want them to know about the background and where they're at.
45
Yeah.
seconds to be exact.
But like this nighttime thing was kind of really annoying
Yes?
because like I had to keep editing it, and then I saved it as one of them, and it was like Invasion Night, and then I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. And it was like super dark. I'm sorry if it was. It didn't seem as dark as it was on my Vegas. So
That's what I'm hoping Halo 4 kind of just absolutely does right, because with Halo Reach, don't get me wrong, I like how Bungie tried to make purple to make it look like night, but it just seemed too purple. And like, if they just managed to somehow use the like system for their console where when you put like a white light down, for example, instead of it just being purpled by the FX, it would actually create white light around it still, like it was normal, and then keep everything else purple, that would be really cool. I mean, because they just didn't get that down too well. But if 343 can master that, that will actually make machinimas look a lot cooler if you try night scenes.
Right.
Like nowadays, you try, I mean, you're just gonna get like, oh, I put a white light here and it looks kind of light purple for some reason, but.
Right. Now, most of these scenes were like really like really active. They just kept moving. For some reason, if I stay still on the camera angles, I'm like, okay, no, I must keep moving.
I got an idea.
And I mean, in some
What
scenes,
is it?
it's not bad to keep the camera
Just follow
moving.
my
Like, if you've ever watched a machinima and you see, like, action-y scenes, like, most of the time there's barely any cuts, really. There's actually, as long as it isn't, like, running across to another scene. But, like, I mean, they're sitting there kind of just following the characters around and keeping them in focus without, like, shaking crazily and stuff. But they're doing enough shake to kind of show action. I mean, they do that quite a lot, actually. You can see that in a lot of machinimas nowadays, but...
Yeah. Right there, I really wanted.
The Shasta.
I really wanted Rage Trilogy to just speed it up right there because he just like fell way behind, and I was really pissed off about that. But still, it wasn't terrible.
Rage always has a way with trying to be the last one or do some slow super walk or something.
Well, no, like most of the time he just messes up and just like starts running and shit.
Hello. Mind if I
This
borrow
part
this?
was like really
Thank
funny. I didn't like that voice acting part wasn't really
I got it.
good,
Good.
but
And then you did like all the voices for the Iraq people and Afghan people, so you're like, you American pigs. And it's like, what?
What the fuck are you
you
doing?
American pigs, intruders.
Trust me.
Then you like deepen the shit out of the voice too with the things that like creep me out.
Hey,
Now what?
Iraqis and Afghans are kind of creepy. Now, there was someone that brought up that in Iraq, there's no grass at all.
Well, that's not true.
Yeah, it's totally not true.
There's just a lot of desert, but there's definitely grassy sections. Actually, a lot of
There's
them.
2 tunnels. And Zack,
Same with Afghanistan and Syria.
you and I took the right.
There's actually quite a lot
Alright.
of grassy plateaus and stuff out there.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
Syria is like
Yes, sir.
right above Israel.
Yeah, but
And,
I mean,
yeah.
they have grass just because if you watch army movies and it's nothing but desert, doesn't mean that's
Do
the
you see us?
truth.
Yeah.
Or
There's
it's
just a
just
lot
not,
of it.
or it's just not taking it in the most certain parts.
And I mean, as much as people are going to complain about that, it's also kind of one of those things where, well, what the hell are you going to do? I mean, it's not like we can just pull a sandy-ass map out of our asses. I mean, Forge World is the biggest and most expansive thing that has an actual flat plateau for people to do it, even though it's kind of hilly. So, I mean,
No.
you
Yeah.
really can't just say, oh, well, if it's
Well, if
sandy
you-
and stuff, you should have been able to have made it sandy. I mean, sure, there's maps that allow sandiness, but very few. Like Spire, for example, sure, but I mean, you've got a gigantic alien spire in the background. Boneyard, you got a gigantic ship. I mean, there's really not that much you can really choose from unless you're actually going to use a spire or a big ass ship.
Right.
What is up with you? Are you trying
Now,
to get
right
us
here,
there?
I had a bit of trouble.
I'm
Right
gonna kill
here
you, son of a
was
bitch.
because I had to switch some scenes around, and I also had to flip the script.
We didn't
Now, after
Calm down,
Miranda
Zack.
says, "Are you
Let's just
trying to
grab
get
the
us
teeth
killed?"
out of you.
It said right after that in the
Smart
script that
idea.
Zhang or Ryan says, "Well, look at the bright side. We didn't get killed." And it was like he was annoying her, ignoring her, or just didn't.
Well, he
fit the
was
script.
annoying the shit out of me. That's what he made it look like. I mean, I was like sitting there and Zhang had done it. I'm like, I ought to kill you right now. And I'm like getting all like hatred and filled with it. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
No, it was like
bro.
it was like hatred filled with like mucus, because you were like, "I'm gonna kill you, you son of a bitch."
Hey man, I didn't snort. Come on. But anyways, I mean, it's just really weird.
But like I had to flip the script, and it was like it was all right. I mean, it wasn't
I
terrible.
love.
Now here was the part I had to
I
get
think
like.
her name is Sheila.
Now these parts with the script,
Come on.
the little white text at the bottom of the screen is like telling each time. Now, I did not know that it was like that far.
I can
mean-
hear the meow 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 song in the background. Jesus freaking Christ.
Oh, the yeah. Yeah.
No, the meow 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 meow
That's
meow
the
meow
Nyan
meow
Cat.
meow meow meow. Like the one for like Chex Mix. No, not Chex Mix. Chex Mix, the food that cats eat, by the way, people. It's very good for them. Just kidding. Anyways, but
Right here was alright. I mean, the camera angle wasn't really the
I
best.
liked but like you could have changed the camera angle a little bit more, because like once you ran into the wall, you're kind of like, all right, I'm gonna stay here, and you kind of looked around with it too, so it kind of gave the personification that it wasn't real, but at the same time it had the effect that it was real. And of course the manual call out to Sheila for the tank. If anybody just happened not to catch that, that was a Red vs. Blue reference.
Yes, it was. And I actually credited the tank. I was like, I
Yeah,
called
at the
up.
very
I
end,
called
she
up.
did.
It's like I called up Rooster Teeth and like, hey, can I borrow your tank? They're like, oh, sure.
No, you did not. Not at all. They wouldn't love you enough.
Oh, fuck you.
But sir,
But right here,
Go to the
like when it
relocated
cut
Iraqi
off right
Afghan
to his
base in
dick.
Syria.
I don't know. I would actually rather not have been punched by these two guys. I mean, I'm yet to see two army officials literally like smack somebody across the face and say,
Well,
"You
except that
dipshit."
we killed the generals when we were supposed
Well, I mean,
to.
they wouldn't have
Relocated
like
Iraqi
hit you. Come on,
bases
man.
Well, they would have well, here's the
They
thing.
would have just kind of yelled at them and said, "What the hell's wrong with you?" And
Actually, no, they actually would go to military prison.
Isn't it a
For not
big
obeying
yeah,
objective?
they'd probably be
orders.
court-martialed, but
But here's the thing: they were running out of soldiers, and they
Let's
had to use these troopers, and they
well,
had
yeah,
no
but
choice.
there's no excuse for smacking me in the face with their fist.
Except it wasn't
hurts.
you, it was rage.
Well, you know what? Still, I feel like they smacked me.
Well, it was your character, but you didn't feel any pain. I felt pain because he punched me right in the dick.
Yeah, you have a cod piece, bro. I'm pretty sure if you were to feel it, it would be like a little. What the hell was that?
Wow. Right there, I like the cool effect that went under the car. Now, right here, I didn't like. Boing, hit the car.
Oh no!
I hit the car.
Shoulder.
So, somewhere in Syria, it's like in the middle of the day, I think. I don't know what time it was. I didn't read it.
it should be right here.
Let's see. That was really funny. A lot of people made really funny remarks that when I parked at the tree, I said, it's right here.
Right. Aim at the two guards at
So
the door.
stupid. Just like, it should be right here. You like park right at the tree. It's just like, holy shit, we went all this way for a freaking tree. I was just lolling about that. That was.
Now, when it cut to here, it turns out that he shot the tower guy first, and then shot the guy
He
at the
actually
door.
did. I realized that just a little late. Like, he did that shot, and I'm like, wait a second. There were two guards in front of him, not to the side of him. And I'm like, this is Wanted, where you can curve sniper bullets.
Yeah.
And the only problem I had with the snipe scene, though, was just the fact being that how long it took for. I mean, Matt, if you wanted to have made it look really good, you could have had like two people as snipers and just had one pop off the other like really quickly in succession, because you made it to where he sniped one and then he had like a 5-second interval of waiting before he actually shot the other guy. The other guy react.
They had specializations. They preferred they picked their weapon that they preferred.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like the fact being is because Ryan, when he was sniping the two door guards, he snipes one and the other one like stood there like, well, that was a sniper shot. I'm gonna stand here and not give a fuck. I mean, that was kind of like, wow, can't believe it. But otherwise, it still turned out really well.
Yeah, and the part I didn't really like about it was the part that you got assassinated in the head. Now that
Yeah,
I couldn't.
I've never seen anybody get like a pure like fist bonk to the head, because I mean most of us knew that was a knife assassination because of that.
Yeah, but the rest of them just kind of looked like a knife to the back, or I mean a needle to the back. Now it was supposed to be like a needle to the head or the back to just like knock them out or hit them in the back. It doesn't really matter. But apparently with that scene, it was crap. So, wow, my mic is not really working. It's not really capturing my voice really well. But, you know, yeah. Now, this part, when it comes to the scene of the Iraqi or Afghan I think it's Afghan. Afghan general, like second in command. He says, "Welcome you American pigs." Or wasn't it welcome Americans? Oh, it doesn't matter. So right here, he says, "No!" And then just screams out. No. She screams out, "No, please." Zack's character just runs up and punches the son bitch. He's like, "You how dare you touch me!"
Zack.
And I'm like, well, I'm gonna punch you once and just stand there. Bitch, please. I'm gonna stand here.
Now right here, it was like really cool. I really liked that. It was like getting punched randomly. I mean, punched constantly. Not that. I kept punching the guy, and then he kept shooting me. So I just grabbed the pistol.
Mac and jiggers.
Yeah. Right here.
Watching Futurama, by the way, people. Anyways, but yeah.
Yeah, right there. We're just talking, and we gotta say we gotta get
Thanks for the pistol.
Thanks for the pistol. It was originally the line was originally thanks for the pistol, but no ammo though.
Yeah, you're gonna have to find ammo for it, son. I usually don't keep any in my gun. Fully loaded Magnum.
Yeah, like Captain Keys and fucking Halo Comedy Vault, but he keeps it loaded. It's like barely even half a clip.
You're gonna have to find ammo for it, son.
It's
I
more.
Usually don't keep it loaded.
I know it's like more of a clip. It's more than a fucking half of a clip. And it was like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, I always thought that was funny.
Now, right here was the original song "When We Stand Together" by Nickelback, but we decided not to use it because it was a copyright.
Bitches be hating.
Well, yeah. So we used "What I've Done" right here. It sounded all right. It sounded pretty good. Just running.
Some people prefer more orchestral pieces rather than actual vocal resonating bands and stuff, but you know.
Well, yeah, sometimes. But sometimes they like to put an actual song at the ending, and so it can match up with the credits. Now this song didn't really get a big copyright as hoped, so.
As you hoped. Why would you hope for this?
I was hoping that it would not really get a big copyright, but apparently it didn't. It just told me that you acknowledged the copyright stands and that the song is copyrighted.
Actually, this scene right here reminds me too of when we were body acting. And I don't like how whoever was acting as that lead kind of switched to their plasma rifle. Like, yo, bro, I'm not... Just do that, because spaz it out. But anyways, I remember doing the scene for that. We were doing the scene for the second one too, and that was definitely
right there. I just
running out of ammo too.
Since that copyrighted thing popped up, I just decided to. I just decided to put little screenshots at the ending of the credits and just add a little effect to it, and yeah. I had to do some editing with that song, What I've Done, so it was already close to the ending. It was pretty good, so we're at the ending of our commentary.
24 minutes of commentary.
Yeah, part 2 coming soon. And part 2 is going to be, I think it's going to be close to an hour long.
It should be around there, 45 minutes to an hour, maybe a little longer, who knows.
But we cannot wait to release it. So... we're going to talk to you guys later. Keep your eyes open for part 2. Subscribe, comment, like, favorite, whatever you want to do to make us happy. So
and remember, don't kick a baby unless I would.
Oh yeah.
And I would.
And go check out Zack's channel and go check out our FFEF channel, whatever.
Oh god, my soda. Anyways, go.
Well, anyway, just go check out the TheFutureElements, the Ghost of War channels, all that. So well, anyway, thanks guys. Talk to you soon. We're going to do a director's commentary of part 2 when it comes out. So, yep. Thank you. Bye.
Later.